It's hard to believe how far the Brown family has fallen. Once they stood together as a symbol of unity and faith, a polygamist family determined to prove the world wrong. But now, everything has changed. The dream has shattered, and what's left is a trail of heartbreak, betrayal, and secrets that no one saw coming. If you've been following Sister Wives, you know the cracks have been there for years, but nothing could have prepared us for the way it all came crashing down. The emotional wounds, the financial battles, the shifting alliances, every episode has peeled back another layer, exposing the pain and the truth behind the cameras. We've watched Kody Brown, the patriarch who once juggled 4 marriages, struggle to hold his family together as everything he built slipped through his fingers. We've seen Meri, the first wife, cling to hope long after the love was gone. Janelle, the practical one, fighting for her independence. Christine, the heart of the family, finally choosing herself after years of sacrifice. And Robyn, the last wife standing, left to pick up the pieces of a dream that's turned into a nightmare. Hi friends, I'm Aliva, and welcome to TLC's Sister Wives Secret. If you're as shocked as I am by the twists and turns in this family's story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Whose side are you on, and what do you think really tore this family apart? When Sister Wives first hit our screens, the Browns were determined to show the world that their way of life was built on love, faith, and togetherness. Kody, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and later Robyn all believed that their family could overcome any challenge if they stuck together. They faced public scrutiny, legal threats, and endless questions about their choices. But for a while, it seemed like nothing could break their bond. The family's move from Las Vegas to Flagstaff was supposed to be a fresh start, a chance to build their dream homes on a piece of land they called Kody Pass. That land was more than just dirt and trees. It was a promise. Each wife would have her own house, but they'd all be close, raising their children side by side, united in their faith and their vision for the future. But almost as soon as they arrived in Flagstaff, the cracks started to show. The move was harder than anyone expected. The wives struggled to find their place in a new city, and the kids felt uprooted and isolated. Kody's dream of building 4 homes quickly ran into financial roadblocks, and the stress began to eat away at the family's unity. The wives, who had always managed to keep their differences in check, started to drift apart. Old wounds resurfaced, and new resentments took root. Kody, once the glue holding everyone together, seemed more distant and frustrated than ever. Kody Pass, which was supposed to be the foundation for their future, became a constant source of tension. Arguments over money, property lines, and building plans turned the land into a battleground. Instead of bringing the family together, it drove them further apart. The dream that once united the Browns was slipping away, replaced by suspicion, jealousy, and a growing sense of betrayal. The move to Flagstaff was meant to be a new beginning, but for the Browns, it marked the start of the end. Christine's journey is the one that truly changed everything for the Brown family. For years, she was the heart of the household, the one who kept the kids connected, who made every holiday special, who tried to smooth over the rough edges when things got tense. She was the wife who always seemed to put everyone else first, even when it meant swallowing her own pain. But as the seasons went on, it became impossible to ignore how much Christine was struggling. The move to Flagstaff only made things worse. She felt more alone than ever, and the dream of building her own home on Kody Pass started to feel like a cruel joke. Every time she tried to talk about her needs or her hopes for the future, she felt dismissed or ignored. One of the most heartbreaking moments came when Christine finally admitted on camera that she couldn't do it anymore. She confessed to Meri and Janelle that she was done pretending everything was okay. She was tired of feeling like an outsider in her own family, tired of watching Kody pour all his energy into his relationship with Robyn, while the rest of the wives were left to fend for themselves. Christine's honesty was raw and painful, but it was also a turning point. For the first time, she put herself first. She told Kody she wanted out, and she meant it. The fallout was immediate. Kody was shocked, but also angry. He accused Christine of giving up too easily, of not trying hard enough to make things work. But viewers could see the truth. Christine had been trying for years, and she was simply out of strength. The other wives had mixed reactions. Janelle, who had always been closest to Christine, understood her pain and supported her decision, even though it meant losing her closest friend in the family. Meri, on the other hand, seemed stunned and a little lost, unsure of what Christine's departure would mean for the rest of them. Robyn was devastated, insisting that she wanted the family to stay together, but her words rang hollow to many fans who had watched her relationship with Kody grow stronger as the others faded into the background. Christine's decision to leave wasn't just about her marriage to Kody. It was about reclaiming her own happiness and showing her children that it's okay to walk away from something that's hurting you. Her courage inspired viewers and sent shockwaves through the family, setting off a chain reaction that would change everything for the Browns. Janelle's story has always been about quiet strength and resilience, but in the later seasons, her struggle for independence took center stage. For years, Janelle was the practical one, the wife who managed the family's finances, who worked outside the home, who kept things running when chaos threatened to take over. But as the family's problems grew, so did Janelle's sense of being taken for granted. The move to Flagstaff hit her especially hard. She poured her savings and energy into the Coyote Pass property, believing in Kody's vision of a united future. But as time passed, it became clear that the dream was slipping further and further away. Janelle's relationship with Kody became more strained with every setback. She was frustrated by his indecision and the way he seemed to prioritize Robyn's needs over everyone else's. The financial stress was overwhelming. Janelle even lived in an RV on the property at one point, determined to make the dream work, but feeling more isolated than ever. She opened up on camera about feeling unsupported and alone, and fans could see the toll it was taking on her spirit. The turning point came when Janelle realized she couldn't keep sacrificing her own well-being for a future that might never come. She made the difficult decision to walk away, choosing her own stability and happiness over a marriage that no longer felt like a partnership. Christine was there for her every step of the way, offering encouragement and understanding. Their friendship became a lifeline, showing that even as the family fell apart, real bonds could survive. Janelle's journey wasn't just about leaving Kody, it was about finding her own voice and building a new life on her own terms. Meri's story is one of the most heartbreaking in the entire Sister Wives saga. From the very beginning, she was Kody's first wife, the one who helped build the foundation of the family. For years, Meri held on to hope, believing that if she just stayed loyal, especially to Kody and later to Robyn, things would eventually get better. She stood by Kody through every storm, even after the infamous catfishing scandal and the emotional distance that grew between them. But as the seasons unfolded, it became painfully clear that Meri was no longer a true partner in her own marriage. Kody admitted on camera that he no longer felt romantic love for her, and Meri's heartbreak was visible in every scene. Despite the rejection, Meri tried to find her place. She clung to her friendship with Robyn, hoping that at least one relationship in the family could be salvaged. But even that bond began to fray as Meri realized she was always on the outside looking in. The move to Flagstaff only deepened her sense of isolation. She watched as Kody's attention shifted almost entirely to Robyn, and the other wives found their own paths. Meri's pain was raw and real. She spoke openly about feeling invisible, about the years she spent waiting for things to change. Her final goodbye was both quiet and powerful. In a tearful confessional, Meri admitted that she couldn't keep living in limbo. She announced her decision to leave, not with anger, but with a sense of relief and self-respect. In interviews and on social media, Meri has since talked about rediscovering herself, traveling, and building a life outside the shadow of the Brown family. Her journey is a reminder that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is let go of a love that no longer serves you. With Christine, Janelle, and Meri gone, Robyn and Kody found themselves in a place they never expected. Alone together, the last two left from what was once a sprawling, bustling family. Robyn, who joined the Browns as the fourth wife and was often seen as the peacemaker, suddenly became the only partner Kody had. For years, viewers watched as Kody's bond with Robyn grew stronger, sometimes at the expense of his relationships with the other wives. This shift didn't go unnoticed, and it became a major source of tension within the family and among fans. Robyn's role changed dramatically as the other wives left. She went from being part of a sisterhood to standing alone, shouldering the weight of a family that had fallen apart. The dream of plural marriage, which she once embraced so fully, was gone. Now she and Kody were living a monogamous life, something neither of them had planned for. The public reaction was intense. Many fans blamed Robyn for the family's collapse, pointing to her close relationship with Kody and the perception that she received special treatment. Others felt sympathy, recognizing the loneliness and disappointment she must have felt as the family unraveled. For Kody, the loss was just as profound. He had always prided himself on being the leader of a big, united family, but now he was left with only Robyn by his side. The emotional toll was clear in every episode: anger, regret, and a deep sense of failure. Both Kody and Robyn struggled to adjust to their new reality. Haunted by the memories of what they once had, the sense of loss was overwhelming, not just for them, but for everyone who had watched the Browns try to make their unconventional dream work. Coyote Pass was supposed to be the place where the Browns would finally put down roots and build the life they'd always dreamed of. In the beginning, the land represented hope, a fresh start, a promise that each wife would have her own home, but they'd all remain close as one big family. But as the seasons went on, Coyote Pass became less of a dream and more of a battleground. The financial strain of buying and maintaining the property weighed heavily on everyone, especially as Kody's plans for building 4 separate houses kept getting delayed. Arguments over money, ownership, and who would get what piece of land started to dominate every conversation. The emotional battles were just as fierce. For Janelle, who invested so much of her own money and even lived in an RV on the property, the delays and uncertainty were devastating. Christine, who had once been excited about the idea of her own home, eventually gave up her share when she left the family, walking away with nothing but her freedom. Meri, too, found herself caught in the middle, unsure if she'd ever see her own house on the land she helped pay for. In the end, the property that was meant to unite them only drove them further apart. When the land was finally sold, it marked the true end of the Brown family as we knew it. Janelle and Meri each took their share and moved on, while Christine had already let go. The sale of Coyote Pass wasn't just a financial transaction. It was the final, painful acknowledgement that the dream was over, and there was no going back. In the wake of the family's collapse, each of the Browns has been left to pick up the pieces in their own way. Christine has found a new sense of freedom and happiness, building a life for herself and her children, far from the pain of the past. Janelle, too, is forging her own path, focusing on her independence and the future she wants for herself. Meri is learning what it means to stand on her own, rediscovering her identity outside of the family that once defined her. Even Robyn and Kody, now alone together, are facing the reality that their dream of a united family is gone, replaced by a quieter, lonelier existence. But the scars of what happened linger. The emotional wounds, the betrayals, and the years of sacrifice can't be erased overnight. There's still a sense of unfinished business, a need for closure, for justice, for some kind of peace. Yet, in the middle of all that pain, there's also hope. Each of them is searching for a new beginning, a chance to heal and move forward. I want to know what you think. Do you believe the Browns will ever find true closure? Whose journey resonates with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The story of the Brown family is more than just reality TV drama. It's a reminder of how complicated love, loyalty, and family can be. Watching their journey, with all its heartbreak and hope, has made so many of us reflect on our own lives and relationships. Thank you for joining me today on TLC's Sister Wives Secret. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to hear your stories and theories. Stay tuned for more deep, honest looks at the moments that changed everything for the Browns.